All right, so we are back on this Kolpak all-in-one unit that's located above the walk-in in this little drop space. I diagnosed as a bad potential relay. I put a universal relay on there, and then the compressor told us it wouldn't run. So I ohmed it last time, and the math works, but the numbers are obviously too high after talking to Kolpak. My brain didn't lock into that. I just went, yeah, that works. Those two equal that one, so that's the formula. But no. So needed a compressor. Got out there to the parts houses, and nobody had it. Because this is like a 5100 BTU 208 compressor. It's really unique. Like, look it up. It's out of stock. Nobody has it. Nobody can get it. We were trying to cross-reference. This compressor is 1 month under warranty. It has the 60-month, and this is from 03 of 2019. So Kolpak was like, yeah, it's under warranty, but you know, that was that. We couldn't get a compressor, so what does it matter? Basically, they discontinued the compressor, leaving us with the only option to replace the entire unit. It's from 2019, no. So here's, I would say, the lesson is always ask, right? Reach out. So I reached out to my acquaintance at Kolpak and got connected with the service manager over there, who called me. I explained the situation. You want to talk about above and beyond? Kolpak did locate one of these compressors, found it, shipped it to me with all the start components under warranty. Like, boss, you know. And yeah, so here Kolpak, shout out, stepping up. You know, when you ask, I was going to end up buying like a $600 Tecumseh compressor that was close and put it in to get this guy up and running. But you can see there is oil everywhere in here. And especially, so it looks to me like that one's been replaced once based on that coupling, and this one hasn't. So I'm wondering if this guy didn't. But really, the compressor itself looks super rough. I'm gonna put a puff of nitrogen in it real quick, just because I want to hear where it's leaking from before I get into all this up in this little crawl space. So yeah, so that's the backstory. I did shoot videos of me coming out here and doing the relay and all that, but it didn't make it because I knew this day was coming. So also terribly aggravating, that cover, you can see the hole, no disconnect, and the whip just running straight into the top with no slack. So you can't even remove the cover. So I've got to disconnect, but they have a truck coming this afternoon, and I got to get this thing up and running. So we're gonna lickety split go. All right. I tested all my joints. Everything's good. So I changed the protocol, because what had happened was, oh, there's what my problem is right there. All right, I'll explain that in a minute. What had happened was the original discharge line is 1/4 inch and it split. So I just inlined it with 3/8 instead of 1/4, and then I moved here, so I'm going to put my high limit over there. But what problem I was having, and we'll see if this remedies it now. Yeah. Dad nabbit. This cap wasn't on tight, and there is a Schrader in there, and so the vacuum was pulling the Schrader. I just wouldn't pull down to 29.9 to even start on the low side. It just wouldn't do it, or on the high side. And so it was just sitting at 26, 27, and it wouldn't drop. So I'm like, I've got a leak somewhere. I went through, you can see I pulled the cover, I put the panel, I put 250 PSI in this thing, I soap bubbled everything, there's no leaks. But dad nabbit, it was that. So now we're running. So while this is running, I'm gonna get my vacuum, or get my electrical going. All right, so this is what was originally in the compressor, and oh, there you go, she cracked. She cracked at the bottom. So I just don't want to risk another quarter inch blowout on the discharge line, so I turned it to 3/8. I'm grabbing a new high pressure shutoff. All right, I'm chasing. There's a truck coming. It's like 10 o'clock. Truck's coming at noon. So I pulled it down just to 500 microns, and very aptly, it took a long time to get there. As one of you guys said, I'm not using larger hose, and I'm not using the core removal tool. I know it takes longer. We'll get there. But this thing takes 3 pounds. Okay, so I pulled it down to 500 microns. I shut it down. I pulled a tightness test for 10 minutes, and I only went up to 1100, like 1170, so almost 1200. But we're tight, and we are cold enough, low enough, dry enough. So I have not yet put in the disconnect on this unit. If you recall, there wasn't one, but I have to get this unit fired and the box down. Once I get the box temp down, I can kill the breaker again and put this disconnect in. But for right now, I've got to get 3 pounds of gas in this guy, get it fired up. All right, just hit the breaker. So let's find out together. So you can see I got my high pressure switch wired in. I haven't done the wire management on it or anything yet. But the moment I turn this camera off, the thermostat's gonna call. There you have it, folks. Beautiful. All right, so I closed this, so I'm gonna reopen it, feed in the rest of my poundage. And yes, I still have to re-insulate the suction line. I will. Temperature box first. I'll take it. So the box is still cold, but she's pulling down 57. So we're running a little high suction pressure for sure. All right, suction line insulated, wires managed. We are 43 and running real nice temps. That's exactly what I want. 25-degree coil. I've got the condenser blocked a little bit, but she's running like a champ. So we are going to put this lid back on, and then we'll sort out the electrical disconnect and all that. But the long-standing drama of the broken walk-in cooler has been resolved. But because there will be questions, because I didn't mention it, new dryer, all new start components. They sent brand new start and run caps and a new potential relay, so all that's new. Yeah, pressure switch, and I always check the caps. I unhooked my hoses, and then I sprayed a little soap on just to make sure the shredders were seated properly. So, boom, baby. All right, so we waited for it to get down to 34, which it did, and it came back up to 41 and kicked back on. So, rolling. Finally. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure that I caught the thermostat doing its job. Up there, this isn't the thermostat, but up there, at 34 it dropped out. And then I opened the door to drive it back up, and at 41 it kicked back on. So